Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 4 of the Monaco Grand Prix today. So, it's tier 2 and it's your host Jules here, and we'll be taking a quick through of the bit of a race intro today. Something a bit different for you guys today as well. So, we show you the quick track layout, and then we'll also show you the track hot lap of the week, which was held by I Love Controller with one of the tier 2 drivers. So as you can see, the elevation changes at the Monaco Grand Prix. Nice little track shot there, and we'll take you through I Love Controller's quick hot lap here around the track. So as he takes it through into turn 1, very tight, very tight. As it turns in, you got to be really careful on the brakes, as it's a very it's just very, you've got to get it right all the time, because otherwise you're into the barrier. So, and I Love Controller is doing it very perfectly as he's showing it through. And he enters into the tunnel section as well. Sorry for the lack of commentary, I should say, as we are now just preparing everyone to ready up. So everyone should be readying up now, so as soon as this track hot lap finishes up, we should be good to go. So yeah, everybody is starting to ready up right now. So as you can see, I Love Controller coming around the last corner of the track. Nice hot lap for you all to have a quick look, and he was a 109.344. So good lap from I Love Controller on the track, the hot lap for the week. So if you guys do have some time at some point, take a look at that, the actual proper video. So it was a great watch. So, but very soon, again, just waiting on the timer now, them to ready up, and they are. So we should be into qualifying action very soon for round 4. And it's going to be an interesting one. It's Monaco. How can it not be interesting? It's tight, it's twisty, elevation changes, the walls, the barrier so close. One mistake and there goes a front wing. Another mistake and there probably goes your race. So it's definitely going to be one to watch. If you're new to, if you're a new viewer, it'll be one hell of a race to watch for your first race. So we are now into qualifying, and I think we'll load all the audio up. Should be all good. We are good to go. So joining me today in the commentary box is Dartags. Are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Welcome back, Dartags. It's been quite a while since your last commentary.
Yeah, it has been a really long time, and I'm really excited because I have been following these standings, and it looks like Wolfman has won every race, is it?
Yeah, so far he has. So yeah, he's been on a bit of a roll, and no one's been able to. Not that no one's been able to keep up with him, but no one's been able to stop him, to be honest. So
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to commentating on these really good drivers, to be honest.
yeah, they are. I mean, it's still tier 2 is still very much the development tier for tier 1, but there is still some very good drivers in here that really are probably ready for tier 2. So as we named, Wolfman is one of them, definitely for sure. He's also leading the championship, but we'll get to those current standings and previous race results very shortly. We're just now waiting for the first car to actually come on track. So, hey, anyway, Dartags, how have you actually been? It has been quite a long time.
Yeah, I've been really good. Kind of missed out on quite a bit of stuff here. It's been, I think, at least a month since I've raced or commentated for OCE, so it's good to be back. It's really good to be back.
Well, that's good. It's great to have you back, actually. So, hopefully we can make this as fun as the last one. So, but we actually,
Yeah, I hope so.
yeah, we actually have our first cars on the track, and I think Pay is one of them. It's Pay and Specs, I believe. No, who is that car behind him? Green and blue. Might be Mad Dog. No, Mad Dog is actually coming out of his box right as we speak. So, anyway, back on board with Pay. What do we make of his livery? Because this is probably the first time you've seen his livery.
Yeah, actually, it's I kind of like it, to be honest.
Yeah. And who is that?
It's really colorful, to say the least.
It really is. Actually, I'm sorry to butt in as well. Who is that behind Pei? He's really close to him as well. I'm trying to work out, is it the Z-Dog? No, he's coming out. Specs is coming out. It's hard to tell, not Zarko, because the funny thing is, even though you've got the color of the car, as they're backing off now, so that's probably the smart thing to do. Even though you've got the actual color of the car, it doesn't actually show what the color of the track map is, as you can see on the idle, I should say, on the track map. So it's hard to find. But you can see now, Pei, our first driver of the day, on a hot lap. So this is the first hot lap of Monaco, because obviously we'll get to Tier 1 later on. So this is the first lap. And we're on board with Pei as he takes us through turn 1 and 2, and now 3, I should say. So he's looking nice and clean. Any suggestions, any tips for the drivers today, Dartags?
Give me a sec. I'll get back to you on that.
All good. I'm assuming you're still setting up the what's it called? Telemetry. Nah, all good, all good. Wonderful tunnel section. I must admit, we have missed this track. Even though it's so hard to overtake and not a lot of action happens here other than crashes most of the time, but it has been missed from the Formula 1 calendar, and from our calendar it's been, we went one season without it. Season 2 we didn't have Monaco, we had Singapore instead, as Pei has a nice little slider drift coming out of the second last corner. But what's his initial lap time going to be? And it's a 1:13.6 as he almost hits Guackle as he's coming out of that pit. So here's the first banker. We'll find out what's the second banker, and I think it might be an invalidated one, as I think it's, who is that? Quickdraw goes pole right now. Mad Dog takes that spot with a 1:12.3, so not far off between the two. I think it might be Styrish Clown. He's starting his hot lap now. No, he's on a hot lap. Been a little while also from Styrish Clown, he's back in action for the first time in quite some time in Tier 2 with a 1:19.1, Killaroo with a 1:26.8. So I'm assuming some mistakes from both Styrish Clown and Killaroo. As we also saw Specs leave the session, he may need another invite as Oreo pots in a 1:11.1, so 1 second up on Mad Dog. We'll now go on board with King Hunter, who's invalidated his lap unfortunately. Who else is still on one right now? Mad Dog. We're on board with Mad Dog right now, who's coming through. Oh, who is that? That's in his way, and I think that's hampered his lap, unfortunately. That may be a upcoming penalty, unfortunately. I believe that was Zarko. So, Zarko on his debut with a Wolfman setting a 1:10.8, so 3/10 up on Oreo's time. Who else is on? Might be on a hot lap right now. Chris is on a hot lap. He is on a hot lap. Some yellow flags in Sector 2. Everyone trying to keep out of the way. Chris doing as good as job. Oh, hits Mad Dog. Oh, that's been a massive accident.
I saw that. Yeah, that was huge. That was really, really big.
That was huge. That's actually blocked the track, unfortunately.
I don't know whose fault that would be, really.
Okay, this is now getting silly. That was a yellow flag situation. Who is that? I think it might be Sly Dog. It is Sly Dog. Luckily, no retirements. So this has caused massive, massive problems for the rest of the field. So whoever was on a hot lap and coming through that section would have had their lap absolutely ruined. Crackle?
Yeah, but they should get another chance because we still have about 11 minutes. So if they hurry into the pits now, they should be having just enough time to do 2 runs. But that's really pushing it.
Yeah, it was. Blackwell just a little bit too much. Just brushed the wall, and there goes part of his front wing. So whatever lap he was going to set on those mediums has now gone. So nonetheless, back to my original question about what your tips are for the drivers today.
Alright, the simplest one I'll start with is don't crash. I think that's a very important one.
Nice.
Because we all know it's Monaco, how it is, you know. It's 1 centimeter off from where you normally go and you're probably in the barrier. You
Yes.
see, especially in real life, you can see them really kissing the barrier through the swimming pool chicane, especially like on the entry of that. So you know how much these drivers want to push it, but push it a little too far, a little too early, and yeah, your whole qualifying's gone and possibly a race.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's these drivers. They're gonna have to remember they have to also try and get a good lap time in there as well, whilst not trying to hit the barrier. So it's tough to juggle, especially at Monaco. Like at least at Singapore, like you've got a little bit more track room to play with. With Monaco, there's nothing. There's the wall a couple meters from you, in both directions. So, I mean, in your preference, would you prefer Singapore or do you prefer Monaco?
Someone's in the wall at the noble chicane. I'm not sure who that is. I think it's it was Zarko. But yeah, in my opinion, Singapore. And totally not biased because I'm from Singapore. But yeah, Singapore's the best track.
As I think it's John Jang, Monaco is just so hard. Couldn't agree more with the don't crash strategy. Look, with our new point system, you finish, you get points. You don't finish, you don't get points. So whilst you it's fine if you crash. Look, so long as you finish, it's all good. It'll go a long way come round 9 at the end of the season when we finish up in Australia. As I believe Shadow, the second Shadow on our server, has joined. So not ubiquitous Shadow, just Shadow has joined. So hopefully he's another debutant of today. I haven't really spoken much. So we got King Hunter R, you've got Zarko, and you have Shadow who has just joined us now. So three new debutants of the race. Really, it's up to them to find speed, get up to it. But it's going to be a hard one to your first race with Tier 2, OCE Racing League 2, and they're at Monaco. So always going to be difficult to get up to groups, as we've been on board with the Z-Dog for a little bit, but he is looking like a nice, decent lap. He's in a 110 section at the moment, but I don't think he's going to improve this lap.
Interestingly, Wolfman has the fastest time overall, but he doesn't have a single fastest sector.
That is interesting.
Fastest sector 1 and 3 is Isle of Controller, and sector 2 fastest is Oreo.
Interesting. That's it. Oreo, he's only 3/10 away, as I Love Controller puts in 1:10.9, so just off the pace of Wolfman. I Love Controller has been quite quick around here, so Tycho Hendricks. Good morning, Tycho Hendricks. In Germany, safety car lap 1, potentially. We didn't have one in Netherlands last round, so were they going to make it up twice here? Oh, Kiwis hit the wall.
Oh, I think we have a lot of that from everyone.
He's hit the wall again, so he's lost both end plates of his front wing. I'm engineering for Oreo. What could be? So Oreo's got his own race engineer. you are an Oreo. What do you call it? Oreo fan in Tier 2. Going to be lots of flying wings. Yes, there definitely will be. There definitely will be. So yeah, sorry to cut you off, Dartax.
Good, it's fine.
So
we have 12 cars on track, and this is one of the shortest tracks on the calendar. So yeah, we are really gonna get really congested. Look at the if you look at the map, if you look at the hairpin area, we have 5 cars right over there.
Hang on one sec, I'm just...
So it's really difficult to stay out of each other's way, especially because it's such a tight track. And then on top of that, you have almost a full grid today.
Yeah.
So
Shadow, I'm just trying to get Shadow up to speed with everything because he's in the game, but unfortunately he got booted out for some interesting reason. So he should be good now. Star Clown has been given a 5+ grid point for collision with Chris Mania.
Right, Wolfman set a 1:10.0, so he's about almost a second quicker than anyone else.
Yeah.
He still does not have the fastest last sector. That still belongs to I Love Controller, but his first sector was the 10th faster than anybody else, and sector 2 especially 8/10ths quicker than I Love Controller for Wolfman. So Wolfman, so I Love Controller, we need to find some sort of pace in sector 2
Yeah.
if he wants to try and close in.
Well, Wolfman's done, because that time obviously wasn't what it was before, so he's done another lap, and it just hasn't shown on the overall counter. So, I'm assuming that's Wolfman's second lap, so when I Love Controller or Oreo go out for their second or third laps, like the track, the more rubber's in, the quicker they'll go.
Yep.
So, you never know. Again, Oreo has been quite quick around here, and I Love Controller, as you saw earlier, did the hot lap of the week, and he did a decent time with a 109.3. So, and I think compared to Wolfman's time trial, I think it was only 3/10ths off. So the time is there. It's just who's going to be the bravest of the lot.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming for their second flying laps now.
Yeah, they are.
We have about half the grid on track right now.
Yeah, now Shadow's actually in the game, so now is 19 in the Grand Prix. So this will be interesting. And I believe quite a few have penalties too. So let's see if I can find it.
It's gonna be huge.
Oh yeah. I believe it's one of these. Telemetry.
We have yellow flag. Where
Black.
is that? That looks like it's Poitier.
Who is it? Sorry.
I think it was. Okay, actually, I have no idea. I shall not think.
The problem is, I think it was Chris, the black car. So yeah, it was Chris. I think Chris was just slowing down to let. I think it's quick draw by. So there will be a lot of yellow flags, but probably unwarranted for some of them. Some of them they will be warranted.
It was really, really slow, and he let like 5 cars by.
Yeah, that's.
Or it could just be him trying to maintain a gap.
Chris is coming back in now, so he's.
I'm right on board with I Love Controller because he is on a flying lap now.
Well, he's let's have a look. Let's go on board with him. So the man with the track hot lap of the week. See what he can do. Car looks to be moving around quite a bit. If
Really
it's
quick.
It is quick, but it doesn't look very stable to me, as he is almost 2/10ths up in Sector 1. So he's still got time to find, assuming through Sector 2 and 3. Probably 2.
Sector 2 was the one that he lost a lot of time to Wolfman, so if he wants to put it on pole,
He's got
that's
him.
exactly where to gain it.
Got him
Yeah.
for Sector 2. Viewers, tell us. Sorry, no, you go.
Sorry, yeah, it was a bit slow on the exit of Poitier, but breaking over here, it was. Oh, there's someone in front of him. He has to abort the lap.
That's annoying. That's a shame. That's a really shame.
Someone spun in front of him.
That's really a shame. As sorry, viewers. Viewers, let us know who you think might grab the last pole with 2 minutes to go. So put down your votes. See who we might get. Right now it's sitting in Wolfman's hands, but can change. I think I Love Controller might be resumed. Might be set on second place, to be honest, because there's not enough time to come back out and do a lap.
Yeah, it looks like Wolfman didn't even bother doing a second run, so I assume it's going to save the tires for the race itself.
Yeah, as I was on board with Shadow, and Shadow went straight for his first lap straight into the wall. So
It's not an ideal way to start your OCE career.
pretty much, pretty much. Look, he'll get up to grips hopefully quickly, but we will see. As who else is on a hot lap here? I think Oreo has an invalidated lap, so he's out. J Miles has put himself up into 5th.
He's going for another lap now, though.
Okay. Well, we'll go on board with Oreo. As who is that? That is Guaco coming out of the pits.
Coming out of the pits.
The M-Dog.
And the M-Dog.
They've slowed down for him, so that's great. They've let him by. Oreo, who's he got? He's got one car in front of him right now, who's coming into the end of Sector 1, so going into, what is it, turn 6 now? and then going into the
Still
hairpin.
pretty solid too. Yeah, look, almost 2 tenths up again. Bit of a lock up there. Still able to rotate the car in.
Yeah, sometimes even it's very easy to lock up into that corner, I have noticed. And sometimes you can pick up a little bit of speed with the lock up. But again, it's all about rotating the car as much as possible. And it's looking very clean from Oreo right now.
Yeah, a little late on the exit of Portier again, but looks clean enough. Bit of a lock up, yep, takes the curve pretty well, but now it's all about the car in front of him, how much it's going to affect him, because this is the corner where you need as much downforce as you need, as you can get.
Yeah, he's got...
King Hunter, it looks like he might be slowing him up a little bit.
Yeah, King Hunter is definitely slowing him up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And there goes.
A lot. I don't think it's going to be quicker.
No, I think, yeah, it was quicker, but how much would that have that would have been pole, I think.
Yeah, that would have been.
As the Z-Dog has put himself up into third. Sly Dog on a hot lap. So this is the thing with qualifying at Monaco. It's all about finding the gap.
Yeah, so that one car that was parked in the chicane for I Love Controller costed him 2 positions, because I'm pretty sure he would have improved.
Yeah, for sure. So there's going to be definitely a lot of things we're going to have to go through. Whoa, Killer almost loses it. I think there goes his lap too with that. I think that we're going to definitely see a lot of things in the steward room later on tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it was bound to happen, especially with the layout of this track. Interestingly, Oreo was still 2 tenths quicker than the Z-Dog in the last sector, even though he was held up by that much. But he was 2.5 tenths slower than Wolfman.
Okay. Well, Specs has put himself up into 6th right now, so this is going to be an interesting grid order. We're on board with Quick Draw. I think he's one of the last drivers to be on a hot lap right now. So, Quick Draw up almost half a tenth. He needs half a tenth. He needs 1/10 on Guackle. And just above a tenth to get Sly Dog. So, with the track rubbered in nicely, hopefully. Some nice exits out of some of these corners. Quick Draw can find himself in 9th place.
Looks like he outbroke himself a little bit into the chicane there. Had to turn a bit later, but cut the corner a little bit, but it should be fine.
Looking, he's 1.5 tenths up, so this is looking good for 9th. Can he hold it to the last 3 corners? He's navigated.
Was a little bit wider with the apex.
He did navigate it all right though, so it's whether he's maintained the speed. He's 1:11. He's got to beat. He does, and he puts himself in 10th. So he does beat Guackle by just, look at that, by 1/1000th of a second.
Look at how close it is.
He'd be happy with that one. Unfortunately, who won't be happy is Chris in 14th. So, but the championship leader up in 1st, as he has been. Oreo 3 tenths off. Tycho Hendricks, no heroics into Sandavot, please. Funny you mentioned that. That's in the driver briefing. As we see, Wolfman is leading the way with I Love Controller has left the session. I believe that'll be a bit of a glitch. So Wolfman leading the way with a 110.09, I should say. Oreo in 2nd. I Love Controller rounds out the top 3. Z-Dog in 4th. Mad Dog in 5th. Spec 6th. J-Mole 7th. M-Dog 8th. Sly Dog 9th. Quick Draw 10th. Quackle 11th. Killaroo 12th. Pay 13th. Chris Mania in 14th. I think he's got a 5th place. He does have a 5th place group penalty, so that'll put him at the back. Kiwi 15th, King Hunter R 16th, his debut. Zarko, another debut on 17th. Starish Clown, been some time, but in 18th with a 10-place grid penalty. And Shadow rounding out the grid in 19th. So the new debutants, I should say, towards the back of the grid. It is a very difficult track to get into.
Work cut out for them.
They do. As we'll also get to the previous race results. So if we have a look, these were the race results from, whoops, wrong one. That's the current standings. So these were the race results from Netherlands. As you see, Wolfman finished at the top with I Love Controller in 2nd, and Mad Dog getting a podium ahead of Guackle. So it was a very interesting race. No safety cars where probably there should have been. but they got away with it, and it was fine. So, and Mad Dog with the only retirement of the day. Chris again not enjoying and not a very good race. He struggled a bit in Netherlands at the Zandvoort. As you can see, Specs in 12. Specs also had a bit of an incident that put him down that far, but it was still a great race. Did you get a chance to have a look, Dartex?
Unfortunately, no.
When you get a chance to take a look.
Yeah, I will.
So we will take a quick look at the current standings right now while the drivers are on their formation lap. Wolfman leading the way by just under 60 points. I think it's 55 points right now from Guackle, who's sitting in a nice spot 2. I Love Controller in position 3, Oreo 4th. So Mad Dog rounds out the top 5. So quite a bit of a big league table. That's also because we've also had quite a few reserves. So normally with tier 2, the new drivers get the chance to race in tier 2, and if they do really well, then they'll get a chance to be a reserve for tier 1 up until there's a free spot, or if someone gets promoted from tier 2. So it just depends. But Wolfman right now he's looking like he's getting a chance to put himself up into tier 1 right now, leading the way quite comfortably with three first places and 1 pole only 1 pole. So
I mean, pole doesn't win the race, does it? I mean, here it does, but in general,
it's true. Although for us, we did so in our new rules. For us, pole does give you 3 points, so you do get some points for it.
it could change. It could matter a lot, especially towards the end. Because if Wolfman can continue winning, then sure, it doesn't really matter. But if the rest can close up the gap, I think it's Oreo second right now. Is it in the championship?
No, it was Guackle. Guackle was second in the championship.
Guaco, oh, but he's having a tough time today. It could just be the track that's not suited for him. But we'll see how it goes. It looks pretty strong. Whoever leads into the first corner will most likely keep the lead for now until we'll probably see a few strategy calls like an undercut happen. It's pretty strong around here. You do lose about 18 to 19 seconds through the pit stops.
Well, it's
So yeah, can't wait.
This is more of an undercut circuit
We'll
as
take it through the start.
we are about to get the fire lights underway. No heroics into Sandavot, please.
Oh, someone did a jump start.
Who is that?
Kiwi.
Kiwi. Unfortunate. We're looking at the back of the grid for some reason. Here we go. Bit of a bumps. Quite a few. Cutting the corner. Massive accident.
Oh.
Massive.
Alright, there's a big pile up. There is a huge pile up.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of penalties.
And we have a full safety car right now.
Well, Tycho called it. we didn't need lap 1 to get to a safety car. We just needed 1 corner. So let's have a look here. There's been some massive positional changes. Confirm because Dodo F. If that's things to say about tier 1, oh man, we're in for a treat. So as you can see, Wolfman hasn't changed. I Love Controller up 1 place. J Miles up 4 positions. Sly Dog up 5 positions. Yeah, bloody hell. The M Dog up 3. Killaroo up 5. Z Dog lost out 3.
Sorry to cut you off. I Love Controller already got a penalty for 3 seconds for, I'm assuming it's corner cutting because it's in multiple warnings.
Then yes, it is. So I think I Love Controller was one of the drivers that did actually cut the first corner altogether. So it wouldn't have been surprised if that was one corner cutting penalty. Where he got the others, I don't know. As right now, who's the biggest loser? Right now, it's Oreo. Oreo has lost 7th place, but he was also the catalyst of that turn 1 incident because he hit the wall. So he was basically he hit the wall and everyone was a sitting duck, unfortunately. Nowhere to go but into someone else. As you can see, so many drivers in the pits right now. Oreo wing change. This is crazy. We've got half the grid. Half the grid is in the pits. 10 drivers. More than half the grid. Wow.
Wow. It looks like Shadow is not having a very good race because he had a 15-second penalty
Really now?
in lap 1 after crashing at the start of qualifying. So hopefully it's just a weekend to forget for him and he'll be back next week.
He is up. Yeah, 15 seconds now become 10, as I think someone else has hit the wall. No, maybe not.
Again.
Maybe not.
Come
Guys,
on, guys, not again.
yeah, this is where you need to be very, very mindful. Don't need to pit now while the safety car's out.
20 to 30, according to the predicted pit stop, lap 20 to 30, to switch over to the hard tires. But
Well,
a few of them have already switched, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. So if we have a look now, you've got 5 drivers on the hards. You've got 10 drivers on the mediums. Well, it's 9 drivers on the mediums and 5 on the softs. So the guys on the softs, unfortunately, may be in a bit of trouble later on, I think.
Yeah, especially because the safety car bunches everybody up, but they would lose less time in the pits. And this track isn't so much known for tire wear, so it shouldn't affect them too much. They should be able to go pretty long. Only thing you have to be careful is make sure they don't crash.
I actually do.
As I said before, so
Yeah, I actually do want to correct you on that. For the mediums and the hards, they can last up to 30 laps. The softs, however, only last 13.
really,
Yes,
okay.
I was.
So it's a huge difference then.
Yeah, it's massive difference. So the mediums and the hards, they're all right. They can last majority of this race. So the guys on the hards will definitely get to the end. They won't need to make a pit stop. So Guackle, who was that? That's Shadow, Specs, and Pay. So long as they stay out of the walls, they get no more penalties. They may be in a very, very pretty spot soon. And they just
But you do
have
have to count that there could be a safety car at any point. Like, any of these drivers can make a mistake, so
This is
I
true.
assume the leader and the top few cars will be hoping for that and just bank on a safety car coming on later on, and then they'll be in a much better position than those who pit earlier.
This is true. Again, the other problem with that is, the guys that have already made the pit stop, track position is everything here. So long as you're in front, the guy behind, no matter what he does, will always be on the power after you. So it's going to be one of those things. This is all about strategy. It's when do you pit, because if you pit 1 lap too late or 1 lap too early, there's your position gone. So
Yeah, we saw it in, I think it was 2016 or 17 when Ricardo had the engine issue and Vettel still could not overtake him around here, so
yes.
we know what kind of effect this track does have.
Yeah, precisely right. Like that race, Ricardo couldn't apparently get into 6th gear. Like he couldn't. The furthest he could go was 5th gear. Like it's the revving of 5th gear, and that was without his MGUK, I think it was, or MGUH. Was one of those two that had failed on him. So he wasn't. I think it's the MGUH. So he wasn't able to recover the energy from braking, and it wasn't being deployed into his engine, which then he wasn't able to get to top speed. But he was quick through the corners, which is what gave him the not advantage over Vettel, but it made him survive basically.
He just stayed ahead no matter what. So as these drivers don't make too much of a mistake, it should be fine for them.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is why I was saying about the guys on the hards. So long as they keep out of the wall, I will not be at all surprised if Guackle finds himself sitting in the top 5 and will not have to pit again, and probably staying there if he's able to keep penalty free. The drivers like Specs, Shadow, again, as Killaru's been given a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. It's interesting that the guys are still cutting corners. The safety car is in this lap.
Car is in this lap, yep.
So, thank you, Biggest Dodo. MGUK is for braking, MGUH is for turbo/engine. So it was the MGUH that had failed on Ricardo. Now, how nobody retired in turn 1? That is also another question that we would like answered too. How nobody retired in turn 1. As Wolfman's about to go. Here he goes. He does go. I love controller right behind him. But I don't think he's going to get that run there. So long as everyone stays safe, we might be okay. We might get another lap. There is a massive...
Someone's in the wall again. Slidog's facing sideways and everyone has to stop.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
Oh man.
Psyduck's still facing the wrong way.
Ah, that's
Oh,
dangerous!
okay, no. Nope. Nope, that's not how you drive. Oh, and now he resets the position and just holds everybody up, and now that basically gives Wolfman out of control of J-Mouse Killoroo.
Pretty much, as Shadows into the wall.
Breathing space, yeah.
Oh man, this is not going well for Mad Dog either. Mad Dog's finding himself in 18th spot. Another race he's gonna have to really, really work hard at. Man, this is treacherous. But yeah, as you said, Wolfman, I Love Controller, they're clean away. So that's now become a 2-horse race. J Miles.
Look at how much the difference is in just one lap. Look at the map. Look how spread out they are now. So
it's huge.
I kind of helped the front runners, to be honest.
So yeah, that's really helped the front runners a lot. Zox, what the? Yeah, this race has been crazy. Zox. I think there probably needed to be another safety car, to be honest. As we have another accident. Who is that? Might be... Someone's going... No, it's Shadow. Shadow's really struggling. Really, really struggling. So that's another pit stop for him. And Mad Dog in the pits as well. So I'd like to know who Sly Dog actually ended up reversing into.
I Love Controller already has a 2.3 second gap. Sorry, Wolfman has a 2.3 second gap to I Love Controller.
He does. J Miles also gaining on I Love Controller right now. Plus with those penalties from I Love Controller, J Miles is looking at a second place right now. And you know what? Killoroo is looking in a prime position for first place if he's able to keep a hold of those mediums. He's only 5 seconds. Gap from the leader right now. 10 seconds. So long as Killoroo sits within another 7 seconds, is probably the max he wants to go to. He can actually get a first place because those mediums will take him to the end of the race. Particularly after that safety car. Killoroo, although he gets himself a 3-second time penalty, so that's not going to help him. There's another yellow flag.
Look at Wolfman and I Love Control.
Oh, who's going backwards? Hang on, sorry. Dartex, King Hunter was going backwards on the track. Wow, there's another accident. Sly Dog's hit the back of King Hunter. It was reversed into him too.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is crazy.
What is happening?
King Hunter into the pits. I think Sly Dog following him straight after that.
Drive. Penalty for Killoroo.
Oh, safety car. Safety car's out. Oh, wow. Well then.
Alright, it looks like we'll probably see Wolfman pit now. Watching him go into Rascast now.
The pits?
Yeah, he does. And yeah, he does. He does head into the pits. So it's essentially a free pit stop for the front runners because there was such a big gap behind them.
Yeah, Killoroo unfortunately gets himself a drive-through penalty, so that goes... We were talking up Killoroo and that goes part of his race. And he's hit the wall, so that's probably going to require a pit stop, a last-second pit stop. As
James is not pit though.
Well, I Love Wolfman. Where is he? Wolfman is... I Love Controller has jumped Wolfman in the pits.
He jumped him in the pits, yeah.
Wolfman's on the softs.
Wolfman is on softs. So he's gonna do another pit stop for sure, because he's starting on the softs too.
Yeah, he has to. I Love Controllers on hards. J Miles has continued on. Yeah, he's stuck behind the safety car. I don't know if that was a good move, but he does have a gap to Killoroo right now. So long as that safety car does hurry up, he might be okay. But I think J Miles might be a bit unlucky with that choice. As Styrish Clown and Gwackle also in the pits right now. So viewers, jot down. Well, I've already seen quite a few responses right now about this race so far, but anybody else, jot down what you think. What is your thoughts on the Tier 2 race has been? It's I wouldn't say boring, but very much the opposite of that.
I think we've seen a full lap of racing yet.
No, we did get a couple. We got a couple. We did get a couple of races as Chris is up in 4th.
Oh, what a start. But he has not played yet, unfortunately, but he can keep it until the end.
Yeah, no ghosting in Monaco. Yeah, we do not have ghosting, so that is a rule that we implemented at the start of the season. So everyone needs to make sure everything goes to plan. But as you can see, I mean, look, this is first season without ghosting, so it's going to take a while for people to adapt to.
It does make it a lot more realistic too, so...
Yeah, yeah. It's as realistic as we can get it. Peanuts,
So
thanks for silence.
Wolfman lost one of the big losers there of the safety car, because once he pits, yeah, he does have fresh tires, but he's on soft, so he's going to have to pit again. And he lost the position to Isle of Controller.
Yeah, he did. I feel like Jay Miles is actually banking on another safety car. Because he hasn't
He will
pit.
get one.
He probably will. Peanuts, thanks for silence. Unfortunately, Peanuts, I mean, Tier 1 race will be interesting, so... But do stick around and watch. Peanuts, our Tier 1 driver. So now, let's see what... People, we got more drivers, so only 3 drivers on the softs remain. And Starish can't actually put a new set of softs on. So I think he plans on trying to make up a few positions, but very difficult to do at Monaco. Peanuts, I'm ordering my popcorn right now. Better be worth getting kernels stuck on my gums. Probably, I mean, I think it definitely will be. Whether we have this many safety cars, I don't know. If it's anything like this, if it's half like this race, then yes, we'll have at least one, because this is now the second safety car, and we've had 2 safety cars in 9 laps. We still have 30 laps to go.
Oh, this is going to be a long day.
We might have to push back the Tier 1 race. It was like this. We're not starting 7 o'clock. Who is that coming around the final corner? I think it's Shadow.
So we have another lap of safety car. So there's someone in the back. I think it's Shadow. It
is Shadow.
Yeah. Once he catches up, this could be either the second last or the last lap for the safety car.
If Shadow catches, then this will be the last one. Again, it depends where Shadow is in Sector 3, so the safety car will automatically pick that one up. Yeah. J-Rocket, Tier 1. Look, there's still an hour and 45 minutes, so I'm assuming the latest this might finish will be about 6:30, so I'm assuming we'll just get straight into Tier 1, I believe. Which I suppose is better for you viewers. There's no hour break between Tier 2 and Tier 1. So you might have a much shorter break. So you get to watch races back to back. It'll quite literally be back to back. So, but nonetheless, who's your bets on now, Dartags?
Honestly, I have no idea, but I'm pretty interested to watch. But it looks like Isle of Controller is in a very strong position, except that penalty. That penalty, I feel, is going to cost him.
Yeah. I believe safety car in this lap, so it's not even waiting for Shadow, and I think Shadow's hit the wall yet again, because it was moving very, very slowly on the map. So now J Miles becomes the de facto safety car, and after the last 2 races, we've pre-warned the drivers multiple times about getting a good, clean restart and waiting for the safety car to enter pits. The good thing about this track is the safety car entry, and the pit entry is literally right into the last corner, so not...
Thank God, he just bolted really quickly now, because Isle of Controller is 1.3 seconds behind.
He is. So...
Yep, a bit slow to react there.
And it's now... Ooh, I think Wolfman was going side by side with... What is going on there side by side? Oh, he was very close to side by side. He's side by side now. He's pushed Isle of Controller, and he's put himself into 2nd place.
Good move. Great move.
Great move.
Now we just have to charge down J Mouse as much as he can, because J Mouse could be struggling. So it should be an easy overtake for him once he starts struggling. But after that, the problem is he does have to pit again, but the rest don't.
It's true. It's true.
That Isle of Controller.
I just wanted to say actually quickly as well, that was a brilliant view of the back of Chris's car looking onto Oreo. Mad Dog is also going to have to get out of the way very quickly, because Because unfortunate, really unfortunate for Mad Dog, but he's going to have to let the whole field past. Oh, Mad Dog's hit the wall! That was huge. Mad Dog's retired from the session. Virtual safety car.
Safety car. Just switched camera from him too. Oh, that looked horrible. I just saw the aftermath of that, and his front wing still flying about.
Wow.
On his car.
That was huge. I saw him lose the back end of the car and go straight.
We do have a VSC now, so
J Miles
everything is neutralized.
J Miles in the pits.
Also,
He's coming out of the pits now. As long as he sticks.
We have a lot of drivers getting penalties for ignoring yellow flags. I think that's something we have to look at. We had about 4 at one go.
Yeah, so I believe that'll be interesting because, yeah, this is going to be one Grand Prix we're going to spend. Like, I think it was China. We took 2 days to steward. This is going to take a week. It's going to break. It's going to break our stewarding system.
It sounded like. I mean, it looked like it was more of, you know how the game sometimes just ultimately gives you penalties for overtaking when someone goes to the pits, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was just back to back. Everybody started getting 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. So we'll see what happens. We'll see the evidence, I guess, and I'm sure you all do the right decision.
Oh, we definitely will. Definitely will. I'm gonna have to subtract the form that we use to submit penalties because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it later. Oh, Kiwi's almost lost the back end. Nah, literally, this is all about survival. It's no longer a race. It's who can survive the longest.
We didn't catch this, but J-Mouse pit for mediums.
Yeah, he did that under the virtual safety car.
The VSC, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's now as Mad Dog not happy, Jan. Maybe Mad Dog, if you will be happy, would you like to come for a quick interview on the commentary box? Maybe discuss your race with us if you would like. Just jump into as Kiwi gives himself a 3-second time penalty. That was a clear corner cut. We have a yellow flag in sector 3, but I think it's Shadow probably moving over, and it is.
He was letting them by.
Dart tags, do you want to have a look at the com box? See if you got 2 listening, 3 listening. So Dark tags, see if you can invite Mad Dog into. If he should be there. Yeah, try and invite Mad Dog if you can.
I should be able to. Think I. You
should be able to. You can't in the stage right now. 1 sec, viewers. Invite to speak. Mad Dog, you should be able to talk right now if you click the invite to speak. The point is to finish this battle royale. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Mad Dog, here you are. You there?
Yep.
Oh, Mad Dog. Mad Dog, Mad Dog, Mad Dog. What, I don't know how you must feel right now. Please tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, I will not comment on that because like it'll just have to be bleeped out and it's live. So. Yeah, the start was a bit iffy, rear-ended, wing damage, and then it just kept going downhill from there. So.
Yeah.
And being like already a lap down on that restart, even if I push, it's kind of redundant because I can't progress.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So,
Bit unfortunate.
That's 3 lap 1 because it looked like you were held up by the incident, as we shall call it.
Yeah, I've got a tendency to drive too nicely. I got to stop doing that. I just got to be like everybody else and push my way through, because there was the incident on after the main straight, not the lap 1 incident, but I think it was after the safety car restart, and everybody had slowed because there was a spun car that was told to reset. I'm not sure who it was, but everybody just barreled through. So it's my love affair with Monaco continues.
Yeah, like I think from the way it looked like it was Oreo who was the catalyst, who hit the wall and it just cascaded everything. But your incident there. I'm assuming. Look, it looked like you just lost the rear end and went
Yeah, I
straight into
did.
the wall.
I went through there way too quick, and at that point I had nothing.
Yeah.
I had to keep moving aside and letting the front runners through with blue flag, so I was slowly slipping further and further down, to the point where I would have been lapped by everybody, because everybody was in front of me by that point.
Yeah.
So I had nothing to lose, and yeah, it is what it is.
Sorry, anyway, Mad Dog. I suppose it's just one of those races, and it is the toughest race on the calendar. So, look, we didn't 100% know what we're in for, but we kind of assumed that something like this was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Monaco.
It's true.
You either qualify well or you die. And I qualified fairly well, but died. So, yeah, getting rear-ended off the start and being pushed into somebody in front and damaging my wing is, yeah. The start did not go well.
Yeah, never helpful. Never helpful, but anyway.
But it is Monaco. There's no runoff. It's either get it right or get into a wall. So.
Yeah, it's precisely that. Yeah, but nonetheless, thank you, Mad Dog, for joining us in the com box.
Yeah,
I suppose you can enjoy the rest of the race, enjoy the rest of the fiasco.
Yeah.
If there's any yet to follow, but.
Oh, there will be.
There definitely will be.
Not even halfway through yet. There's going to be more.
Yeah, we can definitely bank on that, and I think a lot of the viewers are banking on that too. So, but Dartex, I've just been following Jay Miles. He's been making up some nice passes, actually.
Just looking at him too, yeah.
He's
Really good overtakes so far. And I just want to point out, right, Wolfman and I Love Controller, the gap now is 10 seconds, and Wolfman has been, about 2 seconds per lap quicker. So if he can just pump in these lap times and get the gap to about 18 seconds, he could just pit and stay ahead of I Love Controller. It's
true. If Jay Miles has anything to say about it, he's right on the back of that Specs gearbox. I also want to mention and I think it's NXT Destroyer who put in the general chat, if you go onto our YouTube channel or even Twitch channel, the race is being streamed there, so you can watch from there. NXT Destroyer. So, hopefully you heard that actually too.
I think Spec's he's just holding up J Miles because Spec is 15 lap old hard tires versus 5 lap old medium, so
yeah,
he doesn't really need to fight this.
He doesn't, but
he could. He doesn't need to.
No, I think J Miles does need to be a little bit smart here because he's going to need to be close in the zones. There is a passing move. So like right now, that's not a passing opportunity, but he's going to need to be as close as he can. Oh,
right.
I think he was someone trying to move out of the way and hit the wall instead.
I think.
So now this is perfect for J Miles. This is perfect. Like so long as he sits here, bit of a touch. So long as he sits here, DRS opens up.
Little for me on the exit, just a little.
Will he get it?
That could cost him. Yeah, he's too far back.
Yeah, it is. But he did try up a nice cheeky move off. I think it was Kiwi behind. So he's getting a little bit anxious. Anxious here. He's forcing his way.
That was desperate.
Yeah.
That was just desperate.
And it doesn't look like he's cost him any front wing, but I think
it will be looked at. Kiwi just overtook him too.
Yeah, so that was.
And Z-Dog.
So J Miles, bit naughty there. Bit naughty. Poor pin. Yeah, it is pretty much a full lobby. 19 drivers. I mean, now down to 18. But how many for T1? I think we're looking at 15 or 16 right now. So again, very what's it called? Almost a full lobby. Yeah, it was a bit of a questionable move, Mike Donaldi. Quite questionable from J Miles, which will be definitely looked at later on for sure.
You could see he was much quicker, especially through the exit of Sandoval. He was just much quicker. He was right on the gearbox, but he just didn't have the space anywhere, so he decided to get a little bit desperate and get the overtake done as Chris pits right now from P10,
Pretty much.
Penalty.
Pretty much. I'm surprised that Chris pit actually, because he was on the hard. So unless Chris has damage, but he's coming into some free air in P12, so that'll help.
The traffic's really starting to cost Wolfman here. I think it was Shadow or someone just held him up by quite a bit. Yeah, I think it was Shadow because Starish Clown's right in front of him now. And he gets out of the way pretty well. Let's look at his lap time. Last lap time was... it was a 1:14.2, and that's almost matching Isle of Controller's last lap time. So, see what this lap is for Isle of Controller.
Shadow has retired from the session, unfortunately. Will that be a safety car? Who is coming up to him now? It might be Quick Draw. No, Sly Dog. Oreo went past him.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think it is Shadow at the
fine.
top. Starish Clown. Yeah, Shadow has retired. Where is he would put that car? It looks like the AI has taken it into a safe zone, so it's okay. So they're...
Z-Dog around the back of Kiwi. Tense.
Well, let's hop on board. What is the difference in tyre? Compounds.
Guaco's very close to the back.
So, in terms of lap, Guaco's catching up to Specs, but also Specs is going to have that damage from the J Miles incident. Z-Dog and Kiwi, really only difference is tyre compound, so I suppose in the next 8 laps or so, the Kiwi might find his tyres a little bit better than Z-Dog.
Yeah, it looks like if Z-Dog wants to get it done, it has to be done quickly because soon enough his tires are going to be dropping off, especially because he's following another car.
Yeah. Guaco very close to the back of Specs. I don't think he'll do a J Miles, but... Again, Monaco, you get very desperate here. As J Miles.
That's because you're following the car in front by like 5 centimeters away from it, and you just can't do anything about it.
That's true. Specs does pick,
That's
so...
just the nature of the track. Yeah, so clean air now for...
Guaco. But yeah, look, it gets really frustrating following here because it's not just following for a couple... You're following lap after lap after lap after lap, and it just continues. And if you don't get the move done early, it just... It becomes very, like, sort of stagnant, and you just go nowhere. So...
Yeah, this is the one track where you really need to keep your cool, because once you start driving angry, you're pretty much ending your race.
Yeah.
Because once you drive angry, you're going to make a mistake, and each mistake is going to cost you the race.
Pretty much. I'm just looking at the gap. So J Miles is 19 behind Oreo, who is 2.4 behind ILF Controller, who is then at 9 seconds. As Wolfman's in the pits.
And the M-Dog is making an overtake on Sly Dog going around the outside. Gets the move done in the tunnel. So Sly Dog moves up to 9th.
I did get off that move by accident, but I went to Wolfman by accident. Wolfman into 3rd, 2.7 behind Oreo. There's another yellow flag.
Z-Dog spun and then Guaco nearly crashed into him.
Z-Dog, 6. Has Z-Dog got any damage? It's hard to tell from this angle.
He just went on the throttle a little bit early in this 90 degree. Just spun out a little bit. It looks good for him.
Starish Clown is missing a front wing.
Right, so Wolfman's on the mediums now.
Yeah, he is, and he'll definitely see out the race. If he makes a mistake, this race goes to I Love Control, because I Love Control will go to the end now. M-Dog getting very close to Sly Dog. Oreo gets himself a 3-second time, a 3-time penalty. Can't talk. 3-second time penalty.
So much pressure right now. He's under so much pressure from J Miles, and J Miles got DRS.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's just a little bit too far back. Oh, someone came out of the pits. Quick draw.
M-Dog. Oh, not this time. He couldn't get Sly Dog. Starish Clown has retired from the session.
Oh, thought about going around the outside. Near Casino. Goes up the inside. Is he gonna get the move? He does get the move, so Wolfman's up into 2nd place.
That's a nice one from Wolfman. I'm just on board with M-Dog, who is directly behind Sly Dog, who's directly behind Killaroo. So there's a 3-way battle going on here. Not that view I want to see. So Slydog's getting the DRS, and that's hurting M-Dog massively. Oh, three of them. Oh, wow.
Oh.
What was that? M-Dog has made up 2 spots due to Killaroo breaking himself, who, unfortunately for Slydog, was just a passenger in that because he just followed Killaroo. So that was a great move from M-Dog. Great anticipation.
He saw the one possible opportunity and took it.
Pretty much. And it's kind of like that here, isn't it? You'll be presented with an opportunity, and it's just about picking 1 or 2. So, honestly, you know, I take this back. You're presented with multiple opportunities, and in those multiple opportunities, you've got to pick the right one. At Monaco, even though the opportunities are less, there's more errors you can make. Oh, Killaroo's hit the wall, and Slydog has just hit Killaroo. I'm assuming some wing damage.
Battle for Wolfman. Wolfman was 2 seconds quicker than Isle of Controller again, and on new set of mediums compared to the old hards of Isle of Controller, so he might get him into the chicane coming out of 48.
He's pushing I Love Controller out of there. Prob pin, it was a...
Defensive, Isle of Controller goes defensive, locks up, oh, hits him.
That's hit him.
Hits him. That damage.
He probably might.
There is.
That's not a passing opportunity!
Oh, no.
That was not a passing opportunity. Now they both have damage. So I Love Controller is going to be very unhappy with that, and I think we're going to be a little bit sour on Wolfman too about that one. But I think Wolfman forced it in a spot he probably shouldn't have. So the champ...
and Oreo's just looking at this, licking his lips, because he's right behind Isle of Controller now.
He is. He really is. Oh man, Wolfman's struggling. He's into the wall again. The more he does that, the more he's going to wear out. See, I feel like with this game as well, the car has a certain amount of percentage of reliability, and the more you hit the barriers, the more that percentage goes down. So when you do have a really weird incident or something, but even might be just slightly minor, it's enough for the tire to pop off, and that just retires your race. So I think if Wolfman continues to do that, he may find himself not finishing this race.
Yeah, and that's the thing we were talking about too, is about the drivers keeping that cool, because once Wolfman made that one initial mistake trying to go around the outside and turning in too early, I think it was, onto Isle of Controller.
Yeah.
He must have realized that, and then now both of them are pretty unhappy with each other, to say the least, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, now Wolfman has to keep his cool, keep his head down, and churn out the laps, because there's, what, 15 laps remaining?
Yeah, just about 14 laps now. Oreo, 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, so that's going to hurt him. He does have the gap to J Miles, so he might be okay. That's going to hurt him later on, but Oreo's put on the softs. I don't know if the softs will last that long, to be honest. Chris is being stalked by Specs, and he's being passed by Specs. Ooh, Specs has outbroken himself, he's hit the wall! Chris is about to hit Slydog. Oh my, he's going to do a Wolfman. This is not going to work out well. Oh, no, Slydog's backed out of it, and Chris has got the pass.
Okay, that was smart. That was smart from Slydog there to back off, because he knows what will happen if two people go side by side. Looks like Wolfman didn't get the memo, though.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Guys, you need to really read the driver briefing. We did put stuff in about this. Who is next? Z-Dog. Z-Dog's very close to the back of Kiwi. Pei, you got Slydog in the pits now, so Pei's taken that spot. So the closest battle is Z-Dog and Kiwi right now. Now, can Z-Dog stay patient, or is he going to go into the side of Kiwi? I suppose this is also a learning curve, or lesson, I should say, for not just the T2 drivers, but the T1 drivers coming later on, including myself. So, being patient behind the guy behind, and I suppose it's just going to be playing smart. I mean, whether I eat my humble pie later is another question. Because easier said than done, but in the heat of the moment, might be different.
Guaco did close up to Z-Dog now, and Z-Dog's closing on to Kiwi. But Kiwi is on the hard tires compared to the other two on medium. So, oh, Guaco tapped the wall there.
That's not
Because,
nice.
you know.
That's not gonna feel nice at all. I'm more interested in the battle, but that's going to happen in, I say, 2 laps time when Oreo catches J Miles.
Yellow flag. I think it's Sly Dog. No, it's not. It's Quick Draw.
So, Quick Draw did say as Kiwi has a massive slide into the tunnel section. Quick Draw, I was talking to Quick Draw yesterday actually in the practice session, and he wasn't feeling very confident. He said he was getting worse with every lap that went by. So, again, as I said, you just need to finish. Now, there's 3 drivers that won't be finishing, but you finish, you get points with our new system. The higher you finish, the more points you get, obviously. But when it comes to the end of the season, those who have points and those who do not will really, really add up. So Oreo.
Right, Oreo just said the fastest lap.
Yeah, I was just about to say. So he took 2 seconds out of J Miles that lap. So I'm assuming next lap.
That was after being held up by a bunch of traffic back markers.
That's interesting.
Lost quite a bit of time in the last sector, yeah.
Well,
About half a second in the last sector.
That's interesting. So I assume by the end of this lap he'll even be behind J Miles, because J Miles is on 16 lap old medium. So yeah, Oreo 1.1 second. That gap is now under a second now. Oreo is right there with J Miles. He's gonna get DRS. He didn't even need the second lap. He's there right now. This is gonna be interesting because this is gonna force I Love Controller and Wolfman's hands, I think. So long as Oreo keeps his wings, gets J Miles as fast as he can.
Ooh,
I think
thanks slapper there for Oreo.
Yeah, he did have
but
that.
he kept it.
He did see that. So this is all about the traction out of this corner. J Miles.
Much better exit.
J Miles is going to be as defensive as possible. Oreo.
He didn't use overtake though. Oreo did not use overtake on DRS.
He's probably saving it for the next lap. Or he's saving it for the tunnel, because the tunnel might be probably one of the widest parts you're going to get. J Miles really struggling on these tires right now. The pressure from Oreo is going to be massive.
Oh, he locks up. J Miles goes wide. Oreo thought about going on the inside, but
it is. And this is
better off it.
But this is what we're saying. If you can just stay patient, you might come away with a nice big reward. And I think this is where Oreo is saving his ERS for, because you can see just the speed he's carrying. He's gone down the inside. J Miles has turned in.
Oh, a little bit of a corner cut there from J Miles.
I don't think Oreo was. I don't think he was alongside enough to really make that move.
Yeah, I don't think it was quick enough either. It looked like on the curve of the tunnel section, he went too wide and that scrubbed a bit of speed. But
J Miles made a
J-Miles
mistake.
does lock up, goes wide at Rascast, and now goes wide again on the last corner. But Oreo just not able to overtake.
Kiwi's, I think, joining this battle too. No, it's not Kiwi. Who is that trying to get past?
He's a lap down.
That's Sly Dog, I think.
Yeah, Oreo had to back off there because J Miles did go wide on the last corner, but once he corrected himself, Oreo almost slammed the back of him as Quick Draw. That was very dangerous. Oreo thought of going up the inside, but Quick Draw was there and blocked the corner.
Oreo's hit the back of J Miles.
Yep. Is there any damage?
I don't think so.
Looks like he's fine. Yeah.
J Miles, I think, is being as treacherous as he can, because those tires, I think they're failing on him. Yeah, Oreo's got so much speed, but it's whether he can use his. He's got no ERS. Not, yeah.
But he's lock up from J Miles. It could be a switchback.
Oh, Oreo almost
J Miles covered it up. Yeah. That was good defensive driving there from J Miles. Even though he went deep, he didn't like completely block Oreo, but he just made it light so difficult that Oreo had no choice.
But that's all it is.
But a bit of a mistake there.
Oreo.
And I think he might get him here.
I think so. I think that patience is about to pay off right now. Oreo around the outside. J Miles will force him wide. Oreo. J Miles doing precisely what a defensive driver needs to do around here, and it's just get your elbows out and use the full track. And unfortunately for Oreo, he's just going to have to wait.
Oh, tries to go around the outside, but
Thinks better of it.
enough overspeed, yeah.
So long as he's...
lock up there from J Miles. Look at how much Oreo has to back off just to stay and not hit J Miles.
Oh, Oreo's tires are failing him.
Yeah, I think it's just staying right behind the car in front. It's really difficult to do that.
So it gives J Miles a bit of breathing room. This is the
Well,
closest battle on track. Chris gets himself
now,
another...
yellow flags.
Yeah, Chris gets himself another 3-second time penalty. He's in 10th right now, so he has made up some spots. The M
Oh,
dot
lock up from both of them.
J Miles.
I'll just update it about the first few. It looks like we have another battle. With
Oh!
Chris.
Oreo almost. He's on the limit. I think he's going to need another pit stop, to be honest. These tires, I don't think are going to last these 8 laps he's got left.
I think we should be able to be honest, because about 14 laps should be able to be done with these softs. It's just a matter if he can get past and get the podium that he so desperately wants.
It's true, but I mean, it's not even 14 laps, it's 13 laps recommended by the game. So, plus with him sliding around this much, that 13 lap lifespan, as he touches the wall, Oreo, that 13 lap lifespan is just depleting lap after lap, because he's sliding around in that dirty air. I don't know, it's not looking pretty for Oreo right now. J Miles is doing everything he can in that cockpit. As who is that? I think that's Quick Draw has hit the wall and spun himself around. So we have yellow flag again being shown.
Oreo has 8 seconds of penalties.
So Porbin, 6 laps is 40%. So yeah, what, 12 laps, 80%. That's puncture zone. And Oreo's going to have to do 14 laps. Yeah, I think it's going to need another pit stop, to be honest. I don't think Oreo's going to be safe to the end of the race. But where is that? What's happening out in front right now? Wolfman still 12 seconds behind his I Love controller, so Wolfman seems to have this covered. Oop. Or it's J Miles.
Oreo just taps J Miles, yeah.
So it looks like the front two are sort of secure unless something major happens. J Miles battling with Oreo for that 3rd place. You know what I say? Oreo seems to like these street circuits because he did very well in Baku, not so well in China and not so well in Netherlands. But once again, he's up for a podium in Monaco. He got second. He was actually, yeah, he was challenging Wolfman for first. Actually, he finished less than a 10th to Wolfman at the end of the race in Baku. So he seems to like these street circuits.
Doesn't look like he can pull it off this time and get a podium because J Miles is just staying ahead. It's not like he's quicker, no, but he is just able to keep his car in the right position at the right time.
Yeah.
Just to block off Oreo. And Oreo is starting to struggle with his tires. You can see there as he drifts around the corner.
Pretty much. And the more you do that, the more tire wear you get. So it's not helping him in the long run. He's still got 5 laps to go. So, and
and the more tire wear you get, the more you do that again. So it's a vicious cycle.
But this is what I was talking about earlier with if you don't get the move done early, you just stagnate and you can't go anywhere. And this is exactly what's happening to Oreo right now. Mind you, Oreo's got quite a few time penalties to his name, and J Miles may be up for a potential penalty later on. So I don't see Oreo getting J Miles unless J Miles makes a mistake, to be honest. Not with the softs depleting at the rate that they do. And this was the mistake.
The annoying thing for Oreo is he's right there. He's 3/10 behind. But he keeps doing that.
Yeah. The tires are they're giving up on him in the crucial moments he needs them. And he's hit the wall.
Yeah, there you go.
So, And this is
At
why.
this point, he thinks he's a rally car.
Yeah, pretty much. And look, with the M-Dog being 15 seconds, I mean, the time penalty the penalties, not the penalty, the time for a pit lane entry and exit, I think is about 16 to 17 seconds. So he can't even pit with M-Dog being that close behind, because he'll lose the spot to M-Dog, unfortunately for him. So he may just have to deal with finishing 4th. Like I said, unless J Miles makes a major mistake, I think Oreo's stuck there because he can't even put the power down without the car just wobbling on him. But J-Rocket, I should say, so going back to your original question, T1 might be delayed. I think we might be okay. So we're in the end zone right now with a safety car. If something does happen, the safety car won't come out. So we're in the end zone, and it's 5:48 p.m. here in Melbourne, Australia. So we're good to go for Tier 1 at 7 o'clock, which means viewers, you will have an hour's wait. Back into the race, Oreo, unfortunately, sliding everywhere.
He got another penalty too, so I'm pretty sure it's 11 seconds now. So this is time to pile up because M-Dog is 13 seconds behind.
But I think M-Dog has a few penalties to his name, so...
Okay, it's 3.
Yeah.
Oreo is 11.
I'd hate to imagine what his tires are like right now. It feel like he's driving on olive oil. My nice quote that Chris keeps pulling me up on. Chris and Gwackle. It feel like he's a boat on olive oil, basically. That's what it would feel like. In a sea of olive oil.
Have the faster lap, but he does still get the extra point.
Actually, now that I think about it, if a boat is on olive oil, I don't think it would go anywhere. I don't think it would slide. We just wouldn't move very fast. Olive oil's got more of a density than water. Surely
oil on ice, alright?
There we go. Okay, let's say he's in a rally car traveling on ice on olive oil. Either way,
Z-Dog is close to Spec now, half a second.
He is there. So Z-Dog on 6 laps. So Z-Dog's going to have a much better time about it than Oreo will. 6 lap old softs compared to Oreo's 11 lap old softs. But Specs...
He actually doesn't need to make the move because Spec has 3-second penalty, so it looks like it should be okay.
I think Spec actually hit the wall too, because I did hear something in that. And his front wing looks okay, but I did hear something hit the wall. So, 2 laps to go. We've been okay since lap 9. No more safety cars, so... wow, Kiwi's got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. That's huge.
What did he do there?
Why is that? That's amazing. Why did he get such a big time penalty? I mean, look, he's still safe from Pei, because Pei's 13 seconds, but that's huge. As we have another yellow flag, someone's going very slowly. That's Oreo. Oreo is going slowly. No, he's okay. I thought he wasn't moving, but he was okay.
Again, it's every time on the straight.
As Peanuts has requested the driver changes from the very beginning. So if we have a look, it's not as impressive as it was after lap 9. Really, the biggest ones are 4. So
it just goes to show how difficult this track is to overtake or get overtaken on.
You know what? Specs and Z-Dog have caught Gwackle.
Oh.
With 2 laps to go, this is going to be very dangerous. Spicy.
Again, both of them don't need to overtake Guaco. Guaco has 8 seconds of penalties.
I mean, tell that to a driver.
Monaco, I'm pretty sure you will agree.
We agree it's the smart thing to do, but tell that to the driver at the time, and they'll be like, "Shut up! I want to overtake him." You've got your own.
Might get him now.
Yeah, you've got your own "shut up, Jeff" option. So.
Oh! Oreo's still down. Someone's in the wall.
Who? I can see cars just not moving there. I don't know what's going on.
Someone's in the wall, and I just saw Oreo just standing behind him, waiting for him to move.
It's a purple car. I think it might be Sly Dog. They're still there. This lot is coming up to them right now. Sly Dog's giving a severe collision.
Got cleared in time.
1 lap to go, ladies and gentlemen. Can these guys hold it? Where is Wolfman on this track? Wolfman is coming around the last corner now. So Wolfman is going to win his 4th race in a row. And he does, and he crosses that line, and it's done. He's away from...
A little bit more controversial, I assume, from the rest.
Yeah, I mean, look, even controversial from Wolfman. Wolfman did force his way past I Love Controller, so there's even potential penalty for Wolfman later on. I think he's safe from I Love Controller because there's 19 seconds there. But that won't stop him from getting a potential penalty point. As Specs is going for it, late dive! Has he made it stick? I think he has.
Yes.
He's done it. Specs has got it. Guackle, and Guackle's going to be furious with that one. He's going to be livid. Absolutely livid.
Oreo takes 5th place, which is just about the max he could do. The M-Dog does jump him because of penalties.
Yeah, it's true. So, look, it's a good recovery drive from Oreo. Viewers, actually, I forgot to ask, put down your driver of the day, because we know what the game will give. It'll give it to the driver with the most positions gained, which I think will be Zarko right now. So Zarko will get the driver of the day. But who's your driver of the day of this crazy Monaco Grand Prix? This absolutely crazy OCE Racing League 2 Grand Prix. So, it's definitely been the most entertaining. For the right reasons, who knows? As yes, Zarko was given the driver of the day. So, definitely the most craziest Grand Prix I have not only seen from OCE Racing League, but commentated on. We didn't have... It was nothing like this in Season 1.
Yep.
Nothing like this.
A lot. I would say calmer, but you can't really say calmer on Monaco, can you?
No, you can't, unfortunately. So, we have a look at the race results, and it's Wolfman leading the way with first place. I Love Controller in 2nd, J Miles in 3rd. That rounds off the top 3. M-Dog in 4th, Oreo 5th, Z-Dog 6th, Specs in 7th, Guackle 8th, Killaroo 9th, Zarko 10th. Our debutant, he's the best finishing debutant. Kiwi 11th, Chris Mania 12th, Pay 13th, Slydog 14th, Quickjaw 15th, King Hunter. Next debutant in 16th, next finisher, Starish Clown, Shadow, and M-Dog. The only retirements of the race, unfortunately for them. So, what a race. And I think it's time for the driver interviews as well. So, see if we can pull that up. Give me 1 sec. I just need to get onto J Miles. Let's pull in Wolfman first, I think. And who was the next one? It was I Love Controller. So I'll have a look now. So I Love Controller. So let's go with Wolfman first, our race winner. He's been invited to speak. Wolfman, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome. And wow, I honestly don't know where to begin, to be honest, because not only was it crazy, but amazing at the same time. What were your thoughts?
Well, that was it was interesting race.
Interesting? I mean,
a mess.
you were in front of majority of it, but still, did you see much else that was happening from the rearview mirror?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
There's a lot happening.
That's fair enough. But I did want to actually ask as well, that move with I Love Controller, how was that?
Well, I think that was my fault there. I was a bit impatient. But yeah, I got front wing damage there, so
Yeah. Did that affect? Was it bad or was it manageable?
it was bad, but it was manageable. I think I was losing about 1.5, 2 seconds a lap, but I was still quick enough to like get through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was affecting me. I think I was one side. It was like orangey red.
Wow. That's yeah. That's not what you want.
It was messed. Pretty
Not
messed.
not what you want from a Monaco Grand Prix, but nonetheless, that's your 4th race win of season 3 in OCE Racing League 2. So you did it. You got through the hardest part, so it's done.
Talk us through your strategy, because you did a soft medium, which nobody else did. Because everybody either moved to the hard or the medium tires on the second stint. So why did you choose a soft?
I don't know. I was just there was a lot happening in my softs that I started on was like at 30%, so I figured I either go on the hards or I go on softs again. And I was a good lead in front when the safety car came out, so I figured if I can go on the softs again, and then when the safety car restarted, I can pull away again and then go on the mediums once the softs wear out. But I don't know what happened on my pit stop. It took me like 8 seconds to change the tyres, and I got stuck behind I Love Controller and J Miles. So
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
I mean, look, a lot was going on, but I suppose I assume just the first safety car kind of ruined your strategy, or was it okay? Like it still played out
No,
the way you wanted?
It was the second safety car that I had to like change my strategy a bit on like lap 4 or 5 or something, because by then my tyres were like 30% more, and I figured I'm gonna have to pit sooner or later, so I'll just pit under the safety car and then
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. So, but Wolfman,
Yeah.
nonetheless, well done. Really, you survived Monaco. You survived, so well done, Wolfman. We'll move on to I Love Controller now. He can walk us through his point in P2. So, thanks, Wolfman.
Thank you.
I Love Controller, you should be able to speak now, I believe. You there? Hello? Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you. Got you loud and clear. Well, now you take us through your turn 1, because I think you avoided everything by going off the track into turn 1, but I'm pretty sure you got a clear view of everything.
Yeah, the first corner there was some, I think, Oreo in front of me. So and there was another car behind me that just went past through on my left side. So I decided to avoid it because I knew there was going to be a crash there. So I
Yeah.
avoided that by cutting the first corner. But then I got an illegal overtake warning, which immediately got away when they both of those drivers behind me crashed.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I assume so, because in the end, later on the lap, I think you got a couple multiple warnings under the safety car. We weren't actually on board with you. I'm assuming it was just a simple cut in the corner, or was there something else in that?
No, it was simple. I thought that behind the safety car you can cut the swimming pool chicane. So I cut the swimming pool chicane very little, but it still gave me the 3-second penalty.
Yeah. Nah, fair enough. But yeah, I suppose I didn't actually even know that, to be honest. I thought, yeah, maybe under the safety car you might get away with a few, but unfortunately not. It's strict all the way around, so good to know.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
well, talk us through as well the incident with Wolfman. So we got Wolfman's opinion on it, but also your opinion on it, because you were side by side in the time. So
Yeah, I had hard tires and he had soft tires. He was very fast compared to me because my tires were also older. So I tried to cover him because I knew there was many overtaking spots and Wolfman would just take many opportunities because he's a good driver. So I knew he was going to take a lot of opportunities. So I tried to cover him, cover the track in a lot of the corners before swimming pool chicane and after swimming pool chicane. And at one point, after swimming pool chicane,
ooh.
So,
Hang on, I love controller. Hang on. Ooh, that we just had. I don't know about you, Dartex, but I don't think I understood any of that. It was robotic for majority of it. Sorry, I love controller. I think there might have been some bandwidth issues there. To be honest, we didn't catch any of that until the last word. Sorry, I love controller. I think
after that corner, I went. It was a very fast corner.
yeah.
So there was space for only one car. So I gave him space because he was right on my rear tire. So after the corner, because I was so slow and he was also had to slow down, so this caused the crash later on. But I somehow managed to survive and managed to keep my front wing intact, and then we continued on to racing.
Okay, no, good. At that time it was loud and clear, so I think J Rocket said it was also loud and clear for him. It might have just been us, so. But yeah. Nonetheless, no, thank you, I love controller, and for joining us in the commentary box. I think it's the last one, the last podium finisher, Jay Miles. So, yeah, thank you, I love controller as well. Sorry for joining us in the com box once again.
Thank you.
No worries. Jay Miles, we've just been invited to speak, so you should be able to talk now. I think you're still on mute.
Hello.
Hey, Jay Miles.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's
It's
good.
Sweaty.
Happy this is your first podium in OCE Racing League 2, I believe.
Yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard defending against Oreo with the new tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, if there's one place you can get away with it, it's Monaco. So, but it is your first podium. So, I mean, how are you feeling? Ecstatic and.
And in the two leagues that I have been racing, yeah, this is like my first podium. So I'm very, and it's Monaco. It's not a track that I'm very good at.
Well, it's a plus one on that. So. It's great stuff for that, but you made quite a bit of position gains, especially in that first corner. Do you mind walking us through that one as well?
The first corner was like I was just like lucky on the first turn because I managed to avoid the one who caused the safety car. Yeah, and it was like it was like that very easy.
Yeah. And in the second safety car as well.
The second safety car was like the Wolfman and I Love Controller pitted. I was how do I say this? I was wary of if I should I pit also and be stuck in traffic like that. But I said that if I pull on the second safety car on my old tires, like a few gaps, so I won't be stuck on traffic. It might be good at me, but the virtual safety car was like the one who destroyed my strategy. Yeah.
Nah, I was actually about to ask because you just answered the pit stop in the second safety car because you were the only driver that actually hadn't pitted at that point in the second safety car. So no, thank you for answering that.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could burn some of Wolfman's tires by letting him stay behind me. But yeah, the virtual safety car came and I was like I'll just pit, and I was stuck in traffic.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, how it happened, it doesn't matter. You still got that third place, so it's done. It's done now. You're another survivor of Monaco, the crazy Monaco race we had. So
I had a few good overtakes before the I don't know what turn up, when you go up
yeah,
so
so
first turn,
I think it's turn 3.
Left-hander.
Yeah, so it's turn 3.
Two good overtakes there.
Yeah, we caught one of them actually. I think that was alongside Pay, I believe. It was a great move. So you might actually find that. I think I accidentally skipped Wolfman at the time you were making the move, but I got when you were alongside. So, and I think the next one after that. So you can probably find that in the stream. So.
I was also nursing right wing. It was very yellow at the time. because I was very greedy against specs, I think. I was very anxious of overtaking him, and I tried the move again on turn 3.
Mm.
Yeah, and I think I destroyed specs race and caused my wing to be damaged.
Yeah, that was actually another incident I wanted to talk about. But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, again, you once again answered the question before answered the question before I asked it. So no, that's okay. It's done. Unless Dartax has any other questions as well.
I think you pretty much asked all of them,
Well,
and
then
you answered even more.
yeah. Well then, J Miles, thank you for joining us in the combox as well. So,
Thank you.
and once again, well done on your first podium. So, I think now, Dartax, I think we wrap it up. I suppose we go through.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't know what word we can actually use to describe that race. To be honest.
Yeah, I have no words either.
I feel like crazy is not enough. Even
I mean,
entertain.
it was intense, I guess.
It definitely was, but I feel like that's not even the gist of it. Like, oh man, like I don't have anything to actually any word in mind that comes to mind that can really sum it up. So, man, like, look, at the end of the day, it was all Monaco. We knew it was all going to be about survival. So, you can be fast, but what's the point in being fast if you ended up in the wall? As Mad Dog tried when he was, unfortunately, look, he was out of position, but I suppose he carried too much speed into a corner, and we saw the end result of that. So, Monaco, it's just surviving. So you can be fast, but what point is it being in the wall? And then you've got to deal with being stuck behind someone for a long period of time. Now, I think this will be a factor in Tier 1, if anything, because it's going to be a lot. The driving is a lot stronger, so it's going to be a big factor of who gets pole for this race for Tier 1. Nothing's been mentioned even about rain. If we have rain, how much more chaotic is that one going to be? So I don't know about you, but I haven't practiced at all in the rain at Monaco, so this will be definitely interesting.
Just free.
So it's definitely be interesting, but yeah. But Artex, honestly, thank you for joining me once again in the combat. It's been a while, and I really hope you're back next week with me again.
Yeah, I think I will be. So
Great.
looking forward. Next is what, Austria, is it?
Yeah, next week's Austria. So now that we're over, so because we had Mother's Day obviously, and we had Anzac Day here in Victoria, 2 weeks before that. So now we've got a bit of time up until, so we got now races in a row up until Queen's birthday, which is on the June the 13th weekend. So we've got quite a few races in a row, and I think we got the last 2 races back to back after that. So we can finally have some more stability in our week-to-week racing for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, Austria is next. The Styrian Hills, as they say. The Red Bull Ring.
It's one of my favorite tracks. I can't wait.
It definitely. The great thing about Austria as well, and it's going to be really interesting to see in the next Tier 1 and 2 race, is everybody is so close together in Austria. There's millimeters, there's milliseconds in their time trial times. So really going to be interesting to see what happens there. But nonetheless, Dartags, thank you so much for joining me. Viewers, thank you for joining us in this in this crazy race. And I believe some Tier 1 drivers will be watching it at the time and thinking, "Oh my God, what am I about to walk into?" So stick around, viewers. Tier 1 race comes around in 50 minutes from now, so you can just plot on our YouTube channel, Twitch channel. There's Twitch. I think the last race is probably expired by now, but YouTube, there's definitely a lot of content on there, over 150 videos worth of stuff. So if you want to take a look at other stuff, there's plenty to look on there. And we'll end it here. Thank you guys. We'll catch you next time. And next race, which is very soon. Bye guys.